Yo, what is good, E? It is Monday, February 14th. I'm asking you what's good when we both know already how you feeling. We're,
Also,
we're gonna dive into that, man. It's the Monday after Super Bowl. We had a rather interesting game, so we're gonna break down the game, what went down. We got to talk about the Odell injury. What does that mean for his future? We got to talk about Joe Burrow potentially maybe having something with that knee. I don't know if you've heard anything being a Bengals fan. I think that's not being talked about enough. We'll be talking about, will the Bengals be back? Can they be back? What's going to happen with the Bengals? And in that process, we're also going to talk about different teams that we can see potentially being a team that can maybe jumpstart something next year because there's so many different teams trying to make some changes out here.
very true.
So for the people that have never seen this is the Radical Souls Podcast. This is where we talk sports. I'm Daniel.
I'm Ethan, and Chris is still there in the flesh. Don't worry, he'll be here to talk this week or next week.
Yeah, when he's available, he'll be available. For the people that don't know, Chris is the third guy in this podcast. He's a great guy. Right now, he's handling some stuff, and he'll join when he joins. If you've never seen him, go watch some past episodes. Subscribe to this channel. We also have another channel, which I'll let Ethan talk about a little bit.
Oh, Radical Soul Show. So the sneak count is posted this week, and our review is posted this week. So make sure you go subscribe. I'm gonna be posting a lot currently.
Yeah, link will be in the description for that. Again, that'll be mainly sneakers if you don't want to follow that. We also have the link in the description for Ethan's Instagram, Radical Souls, where he's posting sneakers all the time for you sneakerheads that want to buy some sneakers out there.
For sure.
And Ethan, with that being said, let's get it.
Let's get it.
I'm sorry, bro. I've been there, done that. I know how it feels. I mean, I don't know how it feels because it wasn't a Super Bowl. It was back-to-back AFC championships. But I'll let you vent. I'll let you, you let me vent all the time. You can go ahead and vent. Where do you want to start with the venting, first of all?
Well, let's just start from the beginning, because Odell was absolutely killing us like he predicted. Just off rip, a touchdown, 2 receptions, 52 yards. Sadly, his knee got hurt in the second half, but he was absolutely killing us.
Yeah, bro. That it was second quarter, right? Second quarter.
Second quarter.
Yeah,
Second
bro.
quarter.
Yeah. Because it was after halftime that they just couldn't get anything rolling.
Yep.
But yeah, once that Odell injury happened, bro, like I feel like the whole NFL world was like, "No, bro, are you serious?" Like, especially because you know how I've been with Odell. I personally felt like what happened with him on the Giants wasn't his fault. He was in a losing situation. He's very passionate. And if it was Tom Brady doing the same stuff, we'll be like, oh, my God, he's such a passionate, competitive person. But, of course, it's Odell. Oh, no, he's just throwing tantrums. But like I said, I don't even think it was all that bad. Like, okay, yeah, he used to do some stuff on the sidelines. But, like, yo, it's a dude that wants to win.
Exactly.
Goes to Cleveland. Oh, it's Odell. He's washed. He's not the same since the injuries. He sucks. And I used to tell y'all, yo, don't let Baker Mayfield confuse y'all. Don't let that offensive coordinator confuse y'all. Because even Jarvis Landry hasn't been the same ever since Baker Mayfield started. And now look, he gets Matthew Stafford. He's getting a nice little rejuvenation. He's going to be in the offseason. I'm over here, vouching for this man. Give him the bag, even though he said he's going to take less to stay with the Rams. But who knows? Maybe a bag can change it. You never know. But now, I mean, what happens with Odell?
Yeah, he's staying. I'm sorry to say, he's definitely staying.
He's going to have to.
Yep. There's no way around it. He's definitely staying.
You think it's going to be like a 1-year contract, 2 years? You think they're going to just – because he tore his ACL in the Super Bowl. So if it's an ACL, for the most part, isn't it usually a year? Well, I don't know because Joe Burrow was supposed to be a year, and that was pretty close to the end of the year. But
I would say a year. But then, you have Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp coming back too. So, you don't really need Odell until playoffs.
And that was the same ACL that he tore that he has to get surgically repaired. So that's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
I mean, you see how explosive he is regardless. But, yeah, 2 times, that makes it tough.
Yeah. So then, let's keep going. After the Odell injury, the Rams just fall apart. They couldn't do anything with the ball. You had your boy T. Higgins,
grab him.
grabbing some face masks.
A very fair catch, a very legal play.
And I'm tight because you remember I said I like T. Higgins too. I should have played. I would have made some nice money.
It was on Jalen Ramsey, so it was fine. It wasn't like it was just a random player.
Can we talk about Jalen Ramsey? Like, I know we're trying to go quarter by quarter, but like overall game, he had a really bad game.
100%. It was just Burrow not being able to find him within the time.
Yeah, because we'll talk about the end of the game a little bit later, but like Jalen Ramsey throughout the whole game, I think he was just trying to be overly aggressive. He was trying to like jump routes, and that was not helping him. And I'm like, yo, bro, you jumping routes like that Jimmy Garoppolo throwing the ball. That's Joe Burrow. He got an arm. Like let's drop back a little bit. Let's keep everything in front of us. Nope, he just kept trying to attack the ball, attack the ball, and he kept getting killed for it.
He was not playing strategic. Like he thought Chase was just a regular wide receiver that he could just lock up.
I thought your boy Burt Toast was on both sides of the ball. I was like, yo, is he on both teams?
If we don't drop Eli Apple the minute it's off season, I'm gonna be so pissed. That
Yeah,
man's made fun of in every single social media there
bro.
is.
I think almost every receiver from almost every team was making fun of him.
Like he better. I don't even know what teams to go to after this. He better find something to do after this. He's not staying with the Bengals.
What was your thoughts on halftime?
I didn't like the way we were playing, like at first, because I felt like it wasn't as consistent as we could have been. Like it wasn't as bad with the sacks because like we were locking up Darnold, double teaming him, but Von Miller was getting to us. We couldn't find the receivers as easy. We were finding Boyd. We was finding our backup running back. I don't know why Joe Mixon wasn't out there. It was very weird. Like it was different from the Chiefs. We started out bad, but I don't know. It felt weird. Like Joe Mixon had to throw a touchdown just to score. Like it was strange.
Yeah. So then we get into the halftime performance after. What was your thoughts on that?
Oh, they killed it. They absolutely killed it. That was probably one of my favorite Super Bowl moments.
Yo, when I saw Spider Scent, I was like, oh crap, that's 50. I was like,
I
yo, who the
was
hell is hanging like that? I'm like, that's 50, and why he look like he's fucking freaking like 300 pounds right now? What the hell?
he did look mad like big mad Aki, but like you could tell the difference than how he was before.
Yeah, but it was a dope performance. I enjoyed it. You know, the old school. You had Kendrick there too, so I was like, oh, nice. Some new school. It was a nice little
I
blend of everything.
I felt like they all could have had their separate performances. Like I felt like they were just that talented. Like I would love to see Kendrick alone, Eminem alone, but I know it's gonna be that's it now. But yeah, everybody their performance each was amazing,
Word, they all did their thing. I like how it kind of all like linked together at the same time.
just perfectly. Like straight Cali, like they really represented that.
Facts. And then, we get back into the game, third quarter, still no adjustments from the Rams. I'm over here like, wow, Ethan's about to see his team win. I'm kind of jealous. I'm not even gonna lie.
Literally, T. Higgins grabs the face mask, scores. Then we get a pick, and I thought, yeah, we're about to smoke them. And then it started getting Aaron Donald mad, and it was a wrap after that.
Yeah, once that little, I be honest, because obviously you might be a little biased because you're a Bengals fan. Did you think there was anything on that play when Aaron Donald pushed Joe Burrow out of bounds?
No, like they didn't have to confront Aaron Donald on that play. Like Aaron Donald wasn't pitching him a certain way afterwards. He was just a little shove.
And it didn't even look like Joe Burrow was trying to give himself up either. It looked like he was trying to like get an angle to run up the sideline a little bit, and Aaron
Yeah,
Donald was like, "Nah, homie," pushed him, and then
not having it. Yeah,
they tried to gang up on him. He said, "Oh, word, all right." And like you said, once that play happened, everything else just changed after that.
yeah. He literally just switched faces, and it was a wrap.
Yeah, so the fourth quarter comes around. The Rams got it back with like what was it? After they kick a field goal, there was probably like 8 minutes left when they got it. No, maybe 8 minutes or six, so somewhere around there, right?
Around there, yeah.
And the Bengals just played too conservative
Way too conservative.
on defense and offense. My favorite quote of the night was my cousin Julian's friend Chet. He said the Bengals defense was like a wet graham cracker. Yo, that shit had me so weak because y'all was playing a soft, deep zone.
Like we were giving it to them, and then we kept getting flag after flag after flag on that one possession.
Yeah, that one possession was wild at
And
the
we
end though.
like I hate Eli Apple. I'm just gonna say it. Like I hate Eli Apple for being on this team. He was literally the only player I hated on the team.
Listen, they got to lock up Cooper Cup because what he did to Eli Apple during Black History Month should be illegal.
Agreed. 100%. Shouldn't that was just unfair.
Yo, I mean, and then the Bengals have a chance. And who else to make every play on that drive? Aaron Donald.
Oh yeah, of course he sacked him. At first,
Well,
he had Chase that first play, and we got up the field a little quicker. But then, Aaron Donald was going up like it was nothing.
we missed out a vital point of the game. My bad. Let's talk about when Matthew Stafford rolls his ankle and everybody's like, oh my God. And then, like, 3 minutes later, you got Joe Burrow, who I swear to God, I thought he tore his other knee up completely.
Everybody did. When they thought they were going to get caught off. And I
What,
thought
what
the same
was
thing. I was like, it was
what
a
was
wrap.
your reaction at that moment?
I said, here comes Brandon Allen. We're going to lose.
But you thought long term too, like, oh crap,
Yeah.
we might have this dude out next season too while we're at it.
Like, we already lost him last season, and we're about to lose him another half a season or a whole season. And that would have been our future because he's our future. There's going to be not another Bengals quarterback for a while.
Yeah, I actually want to bring up something I heard earlier. I'm gonna bring that up after we talk about the game to see what your opinion on this is. But so yeah, after those scary ass plays, then you get to that play, and on the last play, you have Aaron Donald chasing down Joe Burrow, nearly sacking him, and he throws the ball to Samaje P. Ryan. I don't know why Joe Mixon wasn't out there. And P. Ryan just doesn't make a diving catch when he kind of had an opportunity. I don't know if I'm bugging.
No, you're right. But I don't know why we put him in the game when it's the most crucial time of the season and you put your backup running back.
Oh, and don't forget, they also went one-on-one with Aaron Donald on that play instead of trying to use a tight end to like chip the defensive end and then double team.
Put a guy called Spain on him and he completely went past him within a second. Like, there's just some key plays that we just messed up. But once we get an O-line, hopefully this year, I mean, we'll talk about it later, but
Well, I mean, we can start right now if you want.
we need O-line. That's all we need is an
Yeah,
O-line.
because what I was gonna bring up actually links to your O-line situation. Are you scared that Joe Burrow might be the next Andrew Luck? That's
That's
something I heard today.
everybody was saying that. And I don't think so, depending how we go from here on out. But if it gets to that point, then yeah. Like, if we do not help this man, it's like at the point he's just the next Andrew Luck.
And I think the funny part was about this game is that we saw the argument of why so many people were upset about Jamar Chase over Penny Sewell. Oh, okay, it froze. All right, we good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we saw the argument about why people were upset about that pick, and yeah, Jamar Chase had an amazing catch downfield, the one-handed grab. He made some plays, but Joe Burrow got sacked what 9 times?
Yep. 9 times again.
That's a Super
And
Bowl record, right?
yeah. No, well, he did it twice. That's how bad it was. First it was the Titans, and then it was this game.
Okay, yeah. So he had the playoff records for those 2 games, and then I think the Super Bowl they were tied at one point. It was like 7 sacks in the game, and then they got to 9. So
Yep. And they there's a funny stat. Tom Brady has been sacked, I think, 22 times within 2 seasons, and Joe Burrow got sacked 19 times in 4 games.
did you hear about how many times he was sacked this season alone, which was like 70?
That's even worse. Like, what?
So I personally think this might be the next Andrew Luck situation. I mean, he's already made it farther than Andrew Luck in his career, but if this dude keeps getting sacked the way he is, he's gonna get obliterated, and he might have to retire early.
Yep. So they better find an O-line somewhere out there in every single pick of the draft and just focus on the protection because we have everything else around him.
Word. So going back to what you said, if you add the O line, do you think that the Bengals have an opportunity of getting back to the promised land?
We have the opportunity, just not so soon. Because we're not going to beat Patrick Mahomes 2 times in a row. I have a feeling we're not going to do that. I'm not going to say it was luck, but that was not supposed to happen. I think we still need more time.
You know my argument. Just your division alone is not gonna help the situation at all.
Nope. I mean, I think of the Big Ben, he's out of there. So Steelers not gonna be as good this year, but you still got the Browns and the Ravens.
So here's what I'm gonna do with you, right? We're gonna pull up the standings. We're gonna look at the AFC right now, and we're gonna talk about this in totality. So in the AFC East, you got the Bills. That's the team that can give you guys a problem. So that's one team. The Patriots, that's a situation I'll wait and see. I don't think that Mac Jones is better than Joe Burrow, but that defense is definitely better than your guys' defense.
If they stay, true.
So we'll leave that in the questionable area. So it's 1-1 right now. The Dolphins, with the situation that's going on in Miami, I do not know. We'll leave that in the questionable bubble.
Hey, don't even say the next one. We'll just skip right over it.
What? Yo, you're not gonna give the Jets any credit, bro.
No, you're not. You're not. Mike White is
So
not.
so we're gonna put them in the hell no category or the questionable category? Because I think we're questionable.
We're just gonna put them in no, not questionable. Just
I
no.
think it's, bro. I honestly think it's questionable. We have 2 great draft picks. We have 2 second-round picks, and we have a high third.
We'll put questionable. We'll put
and a lot of cap space. And Allen Robinson is doing exactly what he was doing last year, flirting with the Jets again.
We'll put questionable for now until we get deeper in the offseason.
Granted, this is like us thinking about scenarios and teams and the different things that can kind of play into this. Like I said, Miami is questionable, but that's leaning towards no because that's going to be crazy to watch down the stretch. And the Jets, I mean, yes, the Jets have historically sucked, but with the way that Joe Douglas has kind of built this team and Zach Wilson looked a lot better towards the end, I'm putting him in questionable.
Y'all past draft picks has not been the best.
Last year was good. The year before that. All right, anyways, this isn't a Jets podcast. Bengals, I mean, we're not going to talk about that because that's the team we're talking about. So, do you want to put Bengals in the questionable just for the sake of this? And then we can move on.
We're going to do good.
Wait. Hear me out. We'll put them in questionable for the sake of this. And then depending how many teams left at the end of this, we can move them up into, yes, they could make the playoffs next year.
Fair enough.
Steelers. I'm going to put them in questionable because of defense, and it depends what they do at quarterback. If they have Mason Rudolph, I'm putting them in no. If they get a better quarterback, I'll put them in yes, but it depends. So that's why I'm leaving them in questionable.
Fair enough.
The Cleveland Browns.
No. As long as they have Baker, it's enough.
So the Steelers situation again, questionable?
Steelers questionable, but Steelers have a better defense than the Browns. The Browns, I feel like, just have Garrett and a couple weapons, but that Steelers defense is ridiculous.
So, do you want to put Browns in questionable? Yes, no?
I personally don't like the team, but I guess going to like strategic standpoint, we'll put questionable.
Baltimore Ravens, I'm gonna put yes because they just had a crap load of injuries.
Yeah, they're 8-9. Lamar Jackson was hurt. All their running backs was hurt the first week, and they only had the Hollywood Brown and like the rookie.
That's 2 teams right now that we have in yes.
Bills and Ravens so far.
The Titans, I would have to say yes, just because that division is not the best, and somebody from every division got to make it.
I'd say yes to
the Colts.
Supposedly, Wentz is probably not going to stay.
Yeah, I heard that you're going to either try to trade him or try to cut him.
So I'm going to lean more towards yes, but it's questionable.
So we'll put him at high questionable, that same like Bengals bracket of like very high questionable.
Yep, because they can make it off a better quarterback in JT and that defense. They could definitely do well.
So we have 4 teams in the high questionable category. The Bengals, the Steelers, the Browns, and the Colts.
Yep.
The Texans, that's a definitely no. The Jaguars, that's a definite no. Then you got the AFC West. The Chiefs are definitely making it. That's 4. The Raiders.
No, they had a lucky season.
Questionable.
You put questionable, I'm going to put no. I hate that team with a passion.
I mean, I hate them too, but I'm going to give Derek Carr some type of credit.
Fair enough.
So I'll put them in questionable. Not highly questionable.
I like the Chargers more than the Raiders, in my opinion.
So do I. So I'll put that as my 5th with you. That would be the 5th team in the playoffs. And the Broncos, I'm putting it highly questionable depending on who's their quarterback.
If it's Rodgers, then we'll put him higher. But yeah, it's highly questionable.
So we have 5 teams in the playoffs, and we have 5 teams that are highly questionable between the Bengals, the Colts, the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Browns. And all those teams have a better defense than the Bengals.
Don't doubt our defense. Our rush defense is really good. But
No. I'm not doubting the defense. I was able to stop their run very well. Your corners
need help.
with burnt toast apple over there.
Nah, Eli Apple gotta get dropped. That's gonna be trending immediately soon. No, I agree. It depends on the offseason moves. If we do get a corner and offensive line, then that's perfect. If we don't, then that's a problem.
So imagine, I said 5 teams in the playoffs, 5 highly questionables, and we had the Raiders, the Jets, and the Patriots as questionables. So that's another 3 teams behind the 5 highly questionables. So we just named 13 teams in the AFC that could potentially make it just based off of draft picks, cap, and quarterback play. We're not even counting the upgrades that can happen in the offseason of some of these teams, the trades that can go down in this offseason. So, or even like a freak thing with the Jaguars, like, because you really never know. The Jaguars actually, like some way, shape, or form come to life, and we're just like, what happened?
The only thing I like about the Jaguars is their offense because they're gonna have Travis. I can have DNA back with James Robinson. Now T. Law has 1 year under his belt. They do have a couple weapons that are okay, but I don't know. That defense is just burnt toast, like you said.
It's gonna be interesting, bro. Like it's really gonna be very interesting to see what happens because, like I said, the Bengals got to be very careful on how they handle the situation.
100%, because everybody can better their team, like you said.
Yeah, and I mean the NFC, I kind of that's a toss up and a half in the NFC right now.
Right now, yeah, this just looking at it, we don't know what's gonna happen to half these teams. I mean, Brady retired.
Questionable.
Questionable. Sorry, questionable. Kamara got arrested in the NFC South. Panthers, who knows what's gonna go with CMC. Falcons, who knows what's going on with them.
Green Bay, you don't know what's going on.
Green Bay, Vikings, you don't know if we're keeping Kirk Cousins. Chicago, Justin Fields, the answer. The Lions are going to be the Lions so long as they have Jared Goff.
The AFC East is always a toss-up every single season.
The only consistent is NFC West. That's the only tough division on the side.
And you pretty much have all 4 of these teams that can make the playoffs. And the only thing that's going to stop them is the fact that everybody from each division has to make it.
Yep. That's literally the only thing stopping him. That's why Seattle didn't play as well because of Wilson. But if he played like if he played like he was supposed to, he could have been up there too. Like
yeah, that injury killed him. But it's gonna be interesting, man. Like to say the least, on what's to come for.
Might be one of the most interesting off seasons in a while.
And now there might be a new blueprint in the NFL, a blueprint that we haven't seen in a very long time of F a draft pick. Because you know how much they emphasize the draft picks in the NFL because of the rookie contracts, and then you could trade for a better player down the line with a rookie. Now it might just be, F these draft picks. Go get me a quarterback. Go get me a defensive something. Like they traded draft picks for Von Miller, which you remember I told you that he's going to be very underrated because of his age.
Yep.
They traded for Stafford, and look how that went.
Man, it just came from Jared Goff that went to the Super Bowl, played ass, to Stafford that absolutely killed it.
Word. Also, let me ask you, do you think Cooper Kupp should have won the MVP?
Yeah. But I know I have mixed feelings.
I've heard the arguments of Aaron Donald should have won it.
Yeah, of course.
So,
but, like Stafford.
So, you think it should have been Stafford, or?
I always have mixed feelings about this because I feel like every time it's Super Bowl, they focus so much on quarterback or maybe even running back, but like they never ever focus on defense. Like Von Miller won because the Broncos were horrible, and Von Miller had to win because he was the only playmaker. But Any other situation is always quarterback.
It's always quarterback. Once in a blue moon will be a receiver, which we saw
Yeah,
in Cooper Cup.
exactly. And that's the quarterback throwing it to him. So either way, they're gonna praise the quarterback somehow, some way, rather than the wide receiver sometimes.
Yeah, it's a very offensive heavy award. I don't know. I mean, I like the argument for Aaron Donald, but it's like you said, it's very tough. So I can see the argument for every person that we just named. Should have been
Exactly.
Odell, but unfortunately, that knee said, "Nah, I'm good."
Just ruined him, which is sad because he did win his ring at least, but we didn't get to see the whole performance that he would have done.
Bro, and at the rate he was going, oh my god.
He would definitely have at least, of course, 100 but before halftime and possibly 200. So, ooh, ah, that was crazy.
So that's the close of the NFL season, man. Now we got to focus on NBA. Baseball, whenever anything comes out about what's the plans there with the start of the season and the lockout, we'll start talking about baseball then. I'm a Yankees fan. Ethan's a Mets fan, but we haven't talked much about it because,
They ain't locked down to not talk about it.
yeah, exactly. And then you're a Thunder fan. I'm a Knicks fan. They happen to play tonight.
Ooh.
I told you what was going to happen on Saturday.
Literally.
I literally called it. I said, yo, we beat the Warriors. We're the Knicks. It's only right that we lose to the Thunder or the Blazers. Or maybe and. Not even or. Maybe and. To the Thunder and the Blazers.
Good things can't happen at once. Good things can't. We're gonna have a very depressing rest of the NBA season for our teams at least.
We might have to make a bet for this game tonight.
No, I forgot what last year's bet was.
I ended up doing the show in my underwear.
Yes.
I was supposed to be outside, but it was like 10 degrees at the day that you gave. You kind of agreed to that. So, yeah, I was like, nah, chill.
Yeah, we can't do that.
We could, like, grab lipstick and draw, like, the Joker smile and do a show like that.
I mean, I think I kind of be done for that. But I know my team's not gonna win.
Listen, that's what you said last year, and
We don't have shot. Like I'm not confident as I was last year. Last year we had a couple players, but
listen, that's what scares me. You guys don't have shots, so there's a better chance we lose now.
Randall's been killing it. He's been averaging like 30 the past 6
Randall's
games.
going to be home. Like, at MSG, I'm saying. You feel me? Like,
Oh, true.
you know how that goes.
I don't know. I think you are gonna smoke us by at least 10, at least.
I mean, we're 9-point favorites right now, but
Exactly. There's a reason why.
listen, we were like 12-point favorites at the Magic, and that went beautiful for us.
True. True. The Magic are different. They're underrated. They're underappreciated. We just suck. We just have draft picks. That's all we're known for.
All right, we'll save the bet for another time, even though you might have a chance of winning that bet. But
When Shaw comes back, then we'll talk.
all right, well, we'll leave it there. Great football season. It was definitely fun talking about it behind the scenes. I'm glad we're back to talk about the playoffs on this podcast. We're gonna have to keep track of what goes on in the offseason because the draft is already 2 months away.
Yep, and we're gonna have
my favorite time of the year, baby, because that's all the Jets have to look forward to. I love it.
Always taking for the draft picks.
What's your thoughts on the season, man? Success.
100%. Not even just for like the Bengals, just everybody in general. It was so exciting to see. Some teams that we didn't think was gonna do well, like the Colts. We didn't think Jonathan Taylor would be that good. Cooper Cup. I mean, he had a 1,500 receiving yards, I think, this past season. Just all around amazing season. And it wasn't like we were trying to predict like what was what, but like it was unpredictable for the most part.
Word. I mean, we saw it in our fantasy season this year how unpredictable it was with me and you being in the playoffs last year. Me just missing the playoffs, you being in last because you had injuries and a half and players that just forgot how to play football for a few weeks.
There was so many crazy performances, like T. Higgins in that like 3 touchdown game with like 200 yards. It was ridiculous. Chase with that 3 touchdown, and it was a ridiculous season. Not even just for us, for everybody. And Yeah, I can't wait for the next fantasy.
Listen, we're gonna have the podcast on for that fantasy season. We'll be back doing our picks like we had last year. We'll have the fantasy draft that we'll record again because this is gonna be our third year doing it. We might do a dynasty league that needs to be talked about by the committee.
The Radical Slopes Committee.
Yeah, if everybody in the league is down, you feel me? I'm down, buddy. With that being said, bro, rest of the NBA season. It was a great playoffs. I'm glad that you got to see your team in the Super Bowl, even though they lost. I can never say that. My dad can't even say that. My dad wasn't even alive. He was born 1970. I'm gonna let you close out the show, E, but let me say one thing before you do.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blitz Boy. All right, go ahead now.
Jamal Adams. Like, that was the greatest move you guys ever did. That might be arguably the best trade because I'll close it out. Don't worry. Eli Apple, if you're listening, please leave the Bengals. Please leave the facility. Please never come back. Please, someone lock his code. Whatever you gotta do, don't let Eli Apple back in the facility ever again. All right, that's all. That's my done rant. We'll leave it off with this random as a picture of James Harden as Philly. You see the difference. We'll just leave it off there.
That's at his first practice.
Hurt. He's hurt.
Let me end like this too. James Harden, you're not low. Talk about I can't play in the All-Star game. You're just not trying to get in trouble. You damn. I know your hamstring is fine. You're not low.
We know why you did it. We understand, but we know why. You don't have to hide it. Don't worry. March 10th. We'll love to see the Philly and Nets game.
Facts. And Eli Apple will be working security and just letting everybody through. You feel me?
He should not be near another sports facility ever again. I don't care if it's basketball, baseball, football, soccer, cricket. I better see him doing something else.
That's your favorite corner, bro. They're gonna sign into a nice 5-year extension. You can see him for the rest of the.
I never hated a player so much in the league until I see him play. It just frustrates me the entire time.
And that's the worst, bro. When somebody you hate is on your team.
I better see a release soon. He could go to the Jets. It's okay.
No.
Very close to New York.
Listen.
Where he loves to play, He's a New Jersey kid.
Listen. We got corners. I'd rather keep my 6th-round picks than sign Eli Apple.
It's just $1 million. Maybe it'll be under. Maybe like 89.
If he'll play for free, maybe. That's a maybe. That's a strong maybe.
Never confirmed, yes.
No.
You're here first. Eli Apple, James Harden, you're not low.
Facts. But we'll end it there, bro. Peace.
Peace.